She's ready. They can hear us now.
All right.
They can see us now.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, world. Can you hear us? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And I guess we should welcome everybody to the local Bizcast.
Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. I am Dr. Pete, and I am very, very excited to announce our super amazing special guest here, who is a fellow chiropractor and a wonderful person just in this world, Dr. Jennifer Miano, sitting here next to me.
Thank you. Good morning.
Aw, I'm so happy to have you here.
Me too.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Guys, I have to do my little bit of business in the beginning, of course. I'm going to wrap it up in 20 seconds.
Okay.
We want you, if you are enjoying this Bizcast and wanting more and more guests to come on, as I add more and more days, by the way. This started as 1 day a week.
Okay.
And this week, I think I'm doing 3 in a short period of time. So it's getting
Fantastic.
fun. But in order for us to keep on doing it, I need you guys all to like and subscribe. You can go onto YouTube. You can go onto Spotify. We're working on getting on Apple Podcasts. But please please subscribe, please say hi, so that we can continue to do this and bring you amazing guests like Dr. Jennifer Miano, my good friend of a very long time. We've known each
Yes.
other for a while.
I was thinking about that the other day.
Do you know how long it's been or no?
Well, I'm gonna guess 2009.
That's when we moved here. So you're probably 100%
Nice.
right.
All right.
Guys, you are going to absolutely love her. Dr. Jennifer, as I said, is a chiropractor. She specializes, well, I shouldn't say that. She does prenatal and pediatrics and all that kind of stuff, but she does absolutely everything. She is such a wonderful chiropractor. My family had gone to her.
And mine to you.
And there we go. So vice versa. This is how we do. But this is not my show. This is your show, Dr. Jen. You have to take the wheel. You have to drive.
All right. Where are we going?
You got to tell me. Well, you got to tell everybody about you. Who are you?
So I am Dr. Jen. I work with everybody. If you have a spine, I'm going to help you fix it. I'm going to help you figure out where it went wrong and make the changes we need so you stay healthy in the future. My happy place is babies and bellies.
Aww.
I can't help it. I'm a softie.
You babies and bellies. I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah. So a lot of times people, as you know, they find you because something hurts or something's not working properly. But once we kind of get past the ouch, I like to get into the why and the making it better for the future. So as you know, chiropractic is not only pain management, but it's also all about function and balance.
Oh.
So if we can figure out where your biomechanics are getting challenged, we can make corrections so you're stronger and healthier and functioning at 100% in the future.
I always love listening to other chiropractors talk because I pick up on little nuances that I don't say, or I'm like, oh my God, that makes so. And here I am. I'm like, oh my God, wait, tell me more. Like I don't really know. I don't. I feel like I'm learning something every single day. So, but I love it. Babies and bellies. Aw.
Yeah.
That's adorable. So, yeah, you're a rookie, obviously. You've only been doing this for a while. How long now? 3? How are you? You're like 18 years old. How are you doing this for 23 years?
Well, actually, I graduated in 2000.
Oh,
So I'm closing in on 25. My daughter's 23.
Oh, is that what it was? 25 years. Guys, she's a rookie. Don't worry. She'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And sometimes I think about that and I'm like, holy moly, 25 years. How did we get here?
Do you remember? Oh my God! Do you remember 2000? You tell me about what happened. You got out and you were working for somebody.
Yeah. So I graduated from chiropractic school in 2000.
Where'd you go?
Cleveland Chiropractic
There
in
we go.
Kansas City.
Okay.
Grew up in New Jersey, moved to the Midwest to go to school, came home, and then got pregnant. I was working in what I knew was going to be a short-term position. In the beginning, got pregnant, had my daughter, went back to worked for a couple of different practices over my first few years out of practice. And then
all in Jersey?
Yeah.
Aww.
And then in 2006, I was like, it's time. So I decided to open my own practice and then immediately got pregnant. So by the time I opened my own practice, I was pregnant with number 2. I was 20 weeks pregnant as I opened my front door.
Aww.
And it was amazing.
Was that the one on Chestnut Ridge Road over there?
Yeah. Yeah, because I knew I knew being mom was super important. And so I knew the only way I was going to be able to do what I wanted to do was to do it by myself. So I opened my practice, had my baby, brought him back. He lived behind the front desk, had my setup in the back so he could sleep when he needed to sleep.
I remember all that.
You know, I cannot tell you how many of my own patients held and burped and changed my babies. Number 3 came along, rinse and repeat. And had so many children in and out of the practice all the time, and babysitters come in, which was fantastic because now when a family comes in for their visit, the kids could all just play in the lobby while we just kind of cycle through family on the table getting worked on.
It always is family. I mean, even we have a little bit of different style practices. What is it about chiropractors that it's such a family thing? It's just a different environment. And there's a lot of different kind of chiropractors that just work with people who are involved in traumas and car accidents. And there's chiropractors that work with curve corrections. And then there's chiropractors that work with a lot of athletes and babies. Like, yeah, I feel like there's always this common connection where it's not like this sterile office environment. It's this kind of family environment. What do you think that is?
Oh, I think as soon as one person starts to feel better and they make the connection to why, they want the other people in their family to feel better.
Yeah.
And as more family members come in, more family members come in. Friends come in, grandparents come in, they bring the kids. We used to have, for many years, we had these two families. They were besties. One of them moved away, but they would book me out every other Friday from 5 to 6. And there was two families, and they would just come in, meet at my office. I'd work on all of them, and then they'd go out to dinner and movie.
Huh.
And I was like
fantastic.
My office was the meeting place. It was amazing.
I love that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think we got to rename the office the meeting place. I used to say that for like the men. I'm like, God, we'll just call it the library. Like, hey, I got to go to the library or whatever. We'll call it like the bar that was called the office over in Ridgeville. I got to go to the office. That type of thing. That's so funny. Well, one of my favorite stories, I didn't know this about you until you sent me your little worksheet over here.
Okay.
So you're a little high school sweetheart. Is that like you guys met that long ago?
Yeah.
So well, I got to know about, forget it. We got to put Dr. Jen aside for just a second. We got to talk to Jen.
All right.
Who's Jen? And I don't know. So you grew up around here?
I grew up in Bergen County.
Yeah.
Family all over. Good amount of my family, like in New York.
Okay.
And so my one cousin, turns out that she had been trying for a while to set my husband and I up without telling either one of us.
How old were you guys?
So I was 16 and he was 17 when we met.
Is this even legal? Are we allowed? She already knew back then, like she's trying to set you guys up?
Yeah. So, like I would go in, she lived in Mount Vernon, New York. I would go in to visit her for the weekend. And then I would come home. She would come out here to visit me for the weekend. She'd go home and it was her birthday. And she's like, oh, you got to come out for my birthday weekend. No problem. So she invites her boyfriend and a couple of his friends over to help set up. So Michael and I met and clicked, and here we are. And like 3 months later, she was like, do you remember the time when you came over and we went here and we went there? And she's like, all those times he was supposed to be there and he just wasn't.
Oh, he bailed on you.
Well, for whatever reason, like his plans changed. So he didn't show up to whatever.
I don't know. I'm hearing you weren't important enough for him to make some other plans.
But neither one of us knew what she was doing.
I got it. I get it.
So it wasn't until after we were like dating solidly
right?
that she's like, I've been crafting this for a while. So here we
How
are.
about that?
Yeah. So
how did you know?
How lucky am I that at 16 years old, I met my life partner?
That's unreal.
Yeah.
You guys still like each other?
Quite a bit.
Kelly, we got some work to do.
You know what?
Today we like each other.
We just have so much fun. We are just silly and we laugh and we both share the very, very dry sense of humor.
Okay.
And
I see the comedy in your social.
Yeah. I think when you kind of have the most basic core things and values in common, that's all you need.
Your core values.
Yeah.
We just did that. We just did a family core value thing out in Colorado. So isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Kind of get on board with all that.
Mm-hmm.
It does make life easier. Right? Same vision, same everything like that. It always just kind of settles down to the foundation.
Yeah. I mean, we're our own people. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But when the same things are important to you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Makes it a lot easier. Amazing. So 17 years. I'm trying to figure out. I was 17. I might as well have been like 5. Like I was just so young. I didn't know anything. I was so immature. I mean, I'm still immature. I'm still 17.
Well, we still have to play, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I think we all need to be able to play and laugh and be silly.
I agree.
Otherwise, you're just old.
That's right, you old people out there. That's right. Don't tell them that. But all right, so 17, so that you didn't have to be searching for a life partner or like that. So that's like one thing checked off the list. But then also how you found chiropractic is another thing.
Yeah. So, I grew up in Milford, small school where, like it or not, everybody knows everything about everybody.
Does that still happen now?
I'm sure it does.
I mean, I think with social media and all that kind of stuff, it's like even more is out there.
Yeah. So I decided I wanted to be in healthcare. I wanted to be like patient facing. I wanted to help people. I wanted to help quality of life. I wanted to be hands on. So I decided to be an eye doctor.
Okay.
Kind of arbitrary,
Right.
but help people see what's better than that.
Listen, amazing, right?
So this is the decision I made, and trying to figure out where to go to school. And as my kids like to say, this is back in the 1900s.
Got
Not the 1990s or the
no,
1980s,
1900s. Yes. That's a big
So
dig right there.
yeah. There was no internet. There was going to a college fair or hearing about a school or getting on a mailing list somewhere.
Right.
So my friend walks up to me and she's like, "Hey, Jen, I know you want to be an eye doctor. I'm not going to the school. I got this flyer in the mail." And I can close my eyes and put myself in the
You
moment.
see it.
3-page pamphlet. I open it up, top left corner, pre-med, pre-nutrition, pre-vet, pre-optometry, pre-chiropractic. I was like, that's it.
You knew what chiropractic was then, or no?
I had this vague understanding that it was not medication, that it was not surgery, that it was helping people, and that's all I needed to know.
Amazing.
So I was involved with the high school play. My play director, chiropractor.
No. Seriously?
Yeah.
All right.
And this is kind of what he did on the side. He helped out the school. So started talking to him more and more about it, learned more about it, became a patient just because, if I'm going to do this with my life, I should probably experience it.
Exactly right. Right.
So decide this is for me. Go to school, get my BS in biology, and kind of I was solid in my decision. And as it became more apparent to everybody around me that I was not going to change my mind, and not just because I'm stubborn, but because this is what I was meant to do, kind of these stories started coming back to me, and these memories started coming back to me about how chiropractic had helped my own family.
Yeah.
And so, you want me to go into this?
Oh, I absolutely do. I absolutely do.
Back in the,
I just kind of led you in over there. I can't wait for this story.
So back in the 1960s.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Even older.
Oh.
So
your kids are not allowed in my office. I'm just letting you know. They're cut off. They're done.
So my dad was a concrete contractor, as most of my family was involved in trades. And so he was working the jackhammer and he turned. And as you know, you cannot be doing the compressive function and be in rotation because he went down.
Oh.
Couldn't move.
Squish.
And so again, what do the men on the job do? Pick him up and start walking down the street to try and figure out where to bring him because he can't move. Find a chiropractor who happens to be blind.
Do we know who this is? Is this some famous guy or no?
Back in the 1960s.
1960s. We can't. We don't even know his name or his phone number. He doesn't even exist.
Miracle worker.
Right.
So puts my dad on the table, and over a series of treatments, gets him back on his feet, fully functioning. And what again, I kind of knew, kind of didn't know. My dad was in and out of chiropractors for the rest of his life. To the point that when I was in school and even when I graduated, he had moved down to Florida and he'd call me. He'd be like, "Baby, this hurts, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Did you go to Dr. Liz yet?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Daddy, I cannot fix you over the phone.
Yeah, my arms don't reach that far."
Yeah, go to Dr. Liz.
Right.
Okay. And he called me back. Dr. Liz fixed me. I told you she would, Dad.
Amazing.
So, fast forward, now we're in the 1970s.
Yes.
So now
You're here.
I'm here.
You're
I'm
here.
young. And my oldest sister, I'm the fourth out of 5. My oldest sister was gymnast and was having issues with her hips and her back pain. And she was with cane, with crutches, and they were taking her traditional medicine, doctor. Nobody knew it was wrong.
I mean, I saw this story and I had no idea.
Yeah, we can't fix her. She's going to end up in a wheelchair, never have children. And so now my sister enters the chiropractic model. And this is where I kind of remember, and this is how I know it must be the 1970s,
1970s. Yes.
Coloring in a very heavily paneled wood
panel.
office.
Were you ever in my first office?
I'm sure I was.
In Park Ridge, right next to the Staples, in that one. Wood paneling, popcorn ceiling,
yep.
shag carpet.
The whole nine.
Oh, yeah. So I can picture when you're doing that, I'm actually getting a nightmare, but yes. I know where you're at.
Took her out of pain, off the crutches, off the cane, never in a wheelchair. She had 2 children. And again, kind of as I'm now getting older and going through this process and realizing this is my destiny, not only because it's kind of fit this model I had for myself of natural health care, but how can I not enter into this profession that saved my father and my sister?
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And as you know, like in practice, how many times do people find us as a last resort? And we perform these medical miracles. And all we are really doing is creating balance in the body, and the body heals.
That's amazing. And I mean, it's becoming a little bit more evident now, which I think is going to help our profession quite a bit. But I always said that I'm not DR and I'm not a doctor. I'm LR. I'm your last resort. I can't even tell you how many people come on over here and then they get miraculously better after everybody told them they can't. They're going to, they're just doing this just so they'll see what, I mean, I don't think it's going to work, but like they told me I have to have surgery. And then like you're talking about weeks later, after years of problems, weeks later, they're like, yeah, I'm perfect.
And you know what? To our point earlier, the husband comes in, the children come in, the neighbor comes in, the sister comes in, the parents come in, because they see like not only are we pain management, we're life improvement.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. We come in as we're pain management because most people find us for pain management.
Right.
But then we educate and we let people know exactly what it is that we do.
And that's where it grows.
Oh, God. So tell me, you graduate chiropractic school. You go to a couple of different associate positions. When did you know you were going to do babies and bellies?
Always.
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 Oh.
My again, 4th out of 5, huge Italian family. So, did you ever watch The Office?
Of course.
So you know when Dwight says in his family the babies raise the older children.
Yeah, that's very funny.
So no, like there was always a ton of people around. So even as kids, we were always around kids, and as teenagers, always helping out. And I just loved being your children and helping with the children. And so I always knew that to advance what I wanted to do, not only did I want to be in healthcare, I just wanted to be a part of this community.
Yeah.
And then as I had my children and I saw, like, from a mom's perspective, there is this mix of not enough information out there and way too much information out there.
Right.
And so I love to be the person that when somebody comes into me, deer in the headlights, overwhelmed, confused, feeling like they're doing not enough and too much all at the same time, I love to be that filter to be able to say, okay, like, let's bring this down to the basics.
Yep.
Where are we today? Where do you want to go? And let me help you find the path of least resistance.
Just amazing. Just amazing. And it's such an important time for us to really step it up as a profession, I believe, only because we can finally all admit that we're all just getting sicker. Mm-hmm. And it starts with our children. Yeah. And our babies. And so if you're going to be babies and bellies, it starts right over there. Yeah. And understanding that, wait a second, we've been doing this model for a long time. And I'm not trying to talk down upon pediatricians and everything like that.
Of course not.
They're doing everything they've been trained to do. And they're doing a wonderful job doing that and trying to be the best they possibly can. But I do believe that doing things a little bit more naturally may be an advantage, right? And let's try to see what we could do and try to help the body do what it's designed to do. So I think it's a great opportunity now. And I love that you do babies more than I do. The funny thing is, I always said I was an athlete my whole life. I went to, played sports, played baseball. And so when I open up my practice, I'm going to do sports. I'm going to be a sports chiropractor. And I swear to you, my first 3 patients were pregnant women and children. So, I mean, I at that point, I was like, I guess you don't pick the practice. I guess the practice picks you. But you did a much better job at picking your practice. And you're so amazing. I'm not just doing this because I've known her for a long time. She is one of the most amazing chiropractors out there with the most unbelievable touch. My kids are 11 and 9 years old and probably haven't seen you in a while and still will remember how you treated. Why can't we go see Dr. Jen?
Oh, well,
so,
thank you.
Yeah, but
and likewise, right? And just like we all have our, I don't want to say our lane, we all have our niche.
Niche, yeah, of course. Right?
And how many times over the years have I referred up to you?
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't, HIPAA, but I can say that I've had many family and friends that have and continue to see you because you have the resources that they need. So why can't we all be nice and play together?
I feel like we could.
We do.
Yes, but everybody could. We could do it, guys. I promise you, we can all do it. So, so then, I mean, again, you were in Montvale for a while. Now we got to talk about your practice.
Okay.
Because it's always been Miano Family Chiropractic, right?
Yes.
So it's Miano Family Chiropractic Center.
Yes.
So you're no longer in Montvale, so you got to tell us all where you are now.
So now I am in Waldwick, New Jersey. My practice is 18 Wyckoff Avenue. I am above the new 7-Eleven. Believe it or not, in my town, there were 2 7-Elevens.
In little old Wyckoff?
Waldwick.
Well, Waldwick, sorry.
And both 7-Elevens also have a chiropractor in the
Come
building.
on. Who's the other chiropractor? We can give him a little shout.
The O'Connells.
Oh, okay.
They're at the old
There
7-Eleven.
you go.
And then at my location at the new 7-Eleven, there's myself, there's Total Health, and there's Jacoby Chiropractic.
There we go.
And there's physical therapy. And we have Reiki and massage therapy.
Yes. Amazing.
Mhm.
I just love when everybody integrates and just is getting people well. And, I'll get people talking about like, oh, you've got all this competition out there. I'm like, I want to let you guys know out there. The latest number I heard was like maybe 8%. You may have heard different, like, but chiropractors only treat 8% of the population.
Yeah, there's plenty of spines.
People have no idea. If everybody found chiropractic and understood what chiropractic could do with regards to getting it to be a healthy lifestyle, not just pain management. And again, I'm much more pain based than Dr. Jen is. I take all the sciaticas, the shoulders, the knees, the hips, and everything like that. But there are not enough chiropractors in the world, and
Yeah.
won't be for another 20 years if everybody started going to chiropractic school to be able to handle that type of volume.
Right, absolutely.
And it's really what we need to be doing because everybody needs to get adjusted.
Yeah.
I really do believe that. I talk in my practice about the fact that like we've done a really good job with dental hygiene.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody brushes their teeth, hopefully at least once a day, but hopefully twice a day. And they go to the dentist and they do hygiene. And I'm like, God forbid something happened to our teeth. God forbid. We don't want that to happen, but we can put fake ones in there.
Mhm.
What are we doing about our spines?
The majority of the people, a whole lot of nothing.
Whole lot of nothing. We do no spinal hygiene at all.
Mhm.
And God forbid something happens, there's nothing we could do. Even surgery.
Mhm.
Even my neurosurgeons who are in here, like, yeah.
Yeah.
This is not it. I mean, the technology hopefully will get there and we can help do this, but yeah. So we need to save more people.
Yeah, I agree.
And Wyckoff, guys, at the new
Waldwick.
7-Eleven. Waldwick.
Waldwick.
Why do we keep on doing that? It's Waldwick.
It's Wyckoff Avenue
In
Waldwick.
Waldwick. So
We'll get there.
we're gonna get there. If we'll get there, she keeps on telling you where the directions are. That's for sure. So, but tell me a little bit. So we're coming on here. We're promoting businesses,
Okay.
and I want to know what we could do for your business. How do we help you in your business, and what is it that you need?
So if you need a chiropractor, I'm at 18 Wyckoff Avenue in Waldwick.
Waldwick.
And again, right, I love working with pain management. I love working with family wellness. I love working with bellies and babies.
Oh, man.
So you've got a spine, we'll check it out. And if we are not the right place for you, I'll help you find where you belong.
That's amazing.
I am working to try and grow my socials.
There it
As
is.
somebody born in the 1900s, this is uncomfortable for me, but I'm working on it. And I figure the cringier my content to my children, the better job I'm doing.
That's it. You're
Right?
disrupting if that's the case.
And I've been getting a lot of moms, so I must be doing something
Perfect.
right. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm on
You should just
Instagram.
keep on telling me that I'm from the 1900s, and we'll see what happens in our social media as it continues to grow.
Yeah. So I'm on. My big ones are Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
One of these days I'll get around to YouTube and all the others.
And
but
the TikTok. You're not going to do the TikTok?
I'm trying to avoid it. I'm
Okay.
trying, but I don't know. So I like to keep it light.
Yeah.
Monday is a Monday funny. Wednesday, I try and do something that's like fact or inspirational or like a quote, something to make you think. And then I figure by Friday, people are tired, and Friday I do a simple recipe.
Like food recipe?
Yeah.
I love it.
I try and do either like a simple dinner or a sweet swap. So like a healthy
Yes.
trade, but I have been known to post like, ice cream or brownies.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to shut this all off. Oh no, I can't believe she just said that over here. So
if anybody wants to get a good giggle or build their recipe box, follow me, tell a friend.
we'll tell where do you, I mean, you obviously know your stuff. Where you
Everything is pretty much under Miano Family Chiropractic,
Yeah.
some version of that, or Dr. Jennifer Miano. Just
Jennifer
look for
Miano.
look
You
for
can
the
find
space,
her.
You'll find me.
You'll see her. She's just amazing. All right, there's gonna be people listening here. They're like babies and bellies. What are you doing with that? Da, 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 da. How would you describe like why it is so important and what these people like, why they need to come see you?
All right. So a lot of my prenatal patients find me because of they're uncomfortable, or
I'm sorry, you said a pregnant woman is uncomfortable?
Yeah.
No. We're shutting it down. No way.
Yeah. Or their baby's position is not ideal.
Got it.
And so what I explain to my prenatal patients is this. Our brain controls everything, sending messages down the spine and out the nerves. 80% of the message is functioning, 20% of the message is feeling. So we are putting an increasingly unstable load as your belly grows on an increasingly unstable structure because your body is softening to prepare for labor and delivery. So it's not uncommon for your biomechanics to be off, which is going to which can create discomfort and or affect the positioning of your baby. So we are going to do the best we can to correct an unstable structure. We're going to talk about how you're sleeping, how you're driving, how you're sitting, how you're doing your chores, to try to create the best possible balance we can to relieve your discomfort and help your baby find best positioning. Postnatally,
This is like poetic, by the way. I hope everybody can understand what this is amazing.
postnatal, we say 40 weeks up to grow a baby, 40 weeks down to heal. So now we have removed this bowling ball plus in weight and pressure. Your spine is still unstable. Your ligaments are still stretched out. Your muscles are still stretched out. So as you are healing, let's again help your body find balance and posture so that you're healing in alignment.
Ugh.
Also, if you have a baby, chances are you're doing things like feeding, bathing, changing. Let's talk about how you're positioning yourself. Let's talk about how you're positioning your baby, how you're moving through your environment so you can reduce load on your and strain on your spine as you're healing so you heal in alignment. So we set you up for success. And as far as babies go, and littles go, the belly is comfortable, but it's pretty compressive. And that journey out, no matter how that journey happens, is traumatic, right?
Yep.
Think about the twisting and the pushing. Or if we have a cesarean delivery, the pulling and the twisting. So again, babies aren't going to tell you it hurts. They may or may not have a functional deficit. So something like they're having a hard time latching onto breast or bottle. They only want to look in one direction, flat spot on the head. They spit up. They can't sleep. Now, there's a difference between baby only wants to sleep on me. I have no issue with that. And baby never sleeps. I try to lay the baby down to change the diaper and they won't lay flat. They scream bloody murder. These are indicators that there's tension in your baby's body. So we're going to go in there and we're going to make correction. And as you know, what I tell patients, new parents, is you're going to let me work on your baby. You're going to say, Dr. Jen, did you do anything? And a visit or two later, you're going to say, do it again.
Yes. Well, we get the complete opposite because everybody know I'm pretty aggressive with my sports, and they're like, "You're going to adjust a baby like that?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." No, guys. Just as there's different specialties out in the medical world, there's different techniques that we use for different patients. And no, their babies aren't getting cracked. First of all, there's nothing to crack.
No.
So let's just talk about that. But you're talking about the tension sometimes as light as a dime.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's about what it is. But we have to tell people. And so thank you so much for telling people. You've got 2.5 minutes, like 3 minutes left. Is it ridiculous? You told we're going to try to go through all of this.
Oh, you're right. We got one paragraph.
We got one paragraph. Sorry, guys. You're going to have to sit here for another 3 hours because we have a lot more to talk about over here. So I could listen to you speak for days. Are you lecturing anywhere? I need you to lecture.
So
the world needs to hear you.
No, I'm working on it.
You are.
I'm working.
Let me help you with that.
All right.
Because I couldn't even speak. I'm just listening to it. And it's just so beautifully put what we are capable of doing, what you're capable of doing. And you're just such an absolute specialist at what you do.
Thank you.
And guys, anybody out there, seriously, it's not just pre and postnatal. Dr. Jen is amazing, amazing hands, as we were just making fun. I mean, she's no rookie here. All right. She's been doing it for a few years. We were both born in the 1900s. So we've got a little bit of not only skill, but we also have some experience as well.
Yeah.
Just absolutely incredible. She's trying to increase her social presence. So can we help her? Everybody has to go and like and subscribe to her stuff. You're going to get onto YouTube. I think YouTube is a good place. I have to say that because I'm on YouTube right now.
No, I do. I want to grow that too, but one thing at a time.
All right. So Instagram and Facebook over there. Is there anything else you want to tell everybody out there?
Just thank you.
No.
Like where I really feel sometimes like the universe puts us exactly where we belong. And I am now, as much as I want people on my socials, I do try to limit my social consumption, trying to preserve the brain. But how randomly that I saw your one wild post looking for podcast people. And I was like, Dr. Pete, I am in. And here we are.
Then here we are, booked and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the next piece of business.
Okay.
Because we're on Doctor's Row today.
Okay.
And we have another podcast tomorrow night.
All right.
This is crazy. This is new. We've never done a Thursday night because I got to treat patients tomorrow. So Thursday night.
Who's
on? Ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm a little biased because I put her on Thursday night just because she's a very good friend of mine.
Okay.
But she is one of the most amazing pediatric dentists out there.
Awesome.
Her name is Dr. Aura Caldera.
Okay.
She's coming on tomorrow night. She is Valley Smiles Pediatric Dentistry. Pediatric Dentistry. February 20th, 5:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Be there or be square.
You got to be there or be square. I have such an insane story. I'll tease it that I guess I might have met Aura in college, but
Okay.
didn't know about it. So we're going to put a little teaser out there.
All right. Sounds good.
But that's for tomorrow's podcast.
Okay.
You guys will join us tomorrow for Dr. Aura Caldera, pediatric dentist. But today is Dr. Jennifer Miano. She is a family chiropractic, Miano Family Chiropractic over in Waldwick. Yes!
Got it. All right.
On Wyckoff Ave in Waldwick above the new 7-Eleven. Guys, she's amazing. Please, and go see her and get cared for by her. She is just, her hands are magic. So
thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Yes.
And go enjoy the day. This is a beautiful, pretty sunny day.
Yeah, a little chilly, but that's okay.
Shh, don't tell anybody. They can't tell. Bye, everybody.
Bye.